I ask that the Congress declare that since the unprovoked and dastardly attack by Japan on Sunday, December 7th, 1941, a state of war has existed between the United States and the Japanese Empire.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Generic Podcast number 54. I'm your host Max, and I'm here today with my co-host Arav.
Hi.
And we present Allies of Germany,
The forgotten part of the Holocaust. Today we're going to be explaining some really sensitive information about the alliances of Nazi Germany during World War II.
The information we'll be presenting is how much that these alliances of Germany knew about the Holocaust, how much they contributed, and what their overall relation with Germany is, and their relation with the Holocaust.
But you may be thinking, what were these countries? So I'm going to run through them real quick. We have Italy, Hungary, Slovakia, Croatia, Bulgaria, and Romania.
As well as Japan.
And these were all part of the Axis.
The Axis powers.
Axis powers.
The countries you see here that are in yellow are the ones that were willingly joining the Axis powers during World War II. And the ones in green were forced or puppet states of Germany during the war.
So here we have Slovakia and Croatia, who are puppet states, and the rest of them were all willingly allied with Germany.
Govori Njegovo Величество Царь. Господа, дълбоко съм строгнат от честитките и тъй хубави пожелания, които ми изказахте на днешния празник. Благодаря от все сърце на всички. Преди 20 години.
Bulgaria used the State of the World in 1941 as its chance to join the Axis powers with the goal of gaining land lost in World War I. It's unsure whether Bulgaria knew about the Holocaust or death camps during the war, but some actions allow us to infer that they at least knew about the anti-Semitic ideas of Nazi Germany. Bulgaria most likely didn't agree to the Holocaust ideas, but that didn't stop them from aiding in small parts. They disagreed to deport their own citizens during the war, but helped Germany deport Jewish peoples from controlled territories, helping in small parts to the Holocaust.
Az a közelmúlt napokban bizonyosság, és ma végre élő valóság lesz. Ezért, hogy ez megtörténhetett, különös hálát érzünk a baráti nagyhatalmak, és
Hungary entered the war in order to gain territory lost after the treaties at the end of World War I, which was a major part of why it worked in the Axis powers with Germany, since they shared similar goals. We know that Hungary was aware of the Holocaust and what Germany was planning, though fine details of what they knew are unclear. What was clear is that Hungary agreed at some extent to the plans of the Holocaust due to their overwhelming contribution to the Holocaust. In 1944 alone, Hungarian officials, aided with the guidance of the SS, had deported over 400,000 Jewish people to concentration camps.
共同宣言を受諾する旨通告せしめたり、そもそも帝国人民の法令をあり、安保共栄の楽しみを確認するは放送の違反にして人の全然語るところ、時に米英二国に宣戦せる連合型出日帝国の自信と
Japan joined World War II with an attack on Pearl Harbor, which also brought the United States into the war. Their main goal of the war was to form a circle of territories on Eastern Asia, including parts of Russia and China. They joined the Axis powers in order to help with that goal. Due to Japan working very independently of Germany during the war, they had very little knowledge shared to them about the Holocaust. They were also avidly against the Germans' asks to deport Jewish civilians, and they made a statement that they would not make any laws or decisions based on race throughout the war. Despite the other atrocities that Japan took part in during World War II, They never helped Nazi Germany in the Holocaust in any way.
Germany forced Czechoslovakia to split up in order to dismantle an alliance as well as make a puppet state in the form of Slovakia that they could use. The Slovakian government knew little about the Holocaust in general, only being the puppet of Germany that they used as a way to carry out more of the Holocaust. Their agreement with the Holocaust is unable to be sure of, as they didn't really know much and weren't contributing on their own regard, only from Germany. Slovakia did contribute to the Holocaust, specifically by the Nazi soldiers that were occupying Slovakia, to carry out more anti-Semitic laws as well as deportation of local Jewish citizens.
I malodušníci rekli, da smo ludi. Onda su rekli da smo fantaste. Onda su rekli da smo...
Croatia joined the war as a puppet state in 1941, controlled by Nazi Germany throughout the war. The Croatian government has no record of knowing about the Holocaust or any of the extermination plans carried out by Germany. Despite this, the Croatian government and its military agreed with Germany's anti-Semitic ideas that were spread to it through German control with violent enthusiasm. This was shown by the large amount of mass murders and deportations from the Croatian government that were assisted by the German military.
To express my friendly feelings towards the American nation. Friendship with which Italy looks at the millions of citizens who from Alaska to Florida, from the Pacific to the Atlantic, live in the United States, is today deeply rooted in our hearts. This feeling, created by mutual interests, so contributed to the preparation of an ever brighter era in the life.
Italy had formed an alliance with Germany years before joining the war in 1940, where it came to the fight in order to gain as much of the French land as it could after it fell. Despite Italy being a major power in World War II, we don't have much information about its knowledge of or agreement to the Holocaust and Germany's actions. We can assume that due to their connection with Germany, that they knew what was going on, but we can't be sure, and Mussolini had made statements against the Holocaust. We do know, however, that after Italy was occupied by the Germans in 1943, they did participate in the deportation of Italian Jewish citizens as well as passing anti-Semitic laws.
Yesterday morning at 2:41 a.m. at General Eisenhower's headquarters, General Jodl, the representative of the German High Command, and of Grand Admiral Dönitz, the designated head of the German state, signed the act of unconditional surrender of all German land, sea, and air forces in Europe to the Allied Expeditionary Forces and simultaneously to the Soviet High Command.
Most people, when thinking about the Holocaust, pictured the German contribution to the Nazis' ideas, but many more countries contributed, either willingly or not, to this major tragedy.
The Holocaust would have never been as terrible as it was, not without the assistance of these other Axis powers.
This has to be remembered as a coalition of states working towards the Holocaust, as there is never one bad guy in history.
But it's a network of moving parts that all worked towards this one horrific goal.
We should use this knowledge as an example to prevent these horrors of history from repeating themselves.
It was enabled by silence, prejudice, secrecy, and the work of many powers either allied with or controlled by Nazi Germany.
Remembering their roles isn't about blame, it's about responsibility.
Because history won't repeat itself on its own. It won't repeat itself automatically. But people do. People will. And that's why we need to remember. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.